Hey there, fellows. Okay, so we're gradually working towards new experiments. Now, I recall a few of you asking about why we're hesitant to transition to bicycles and motorcycles. Well, you see, I'd say it's a bit early to begin working on bikes, but motorcycles? Well, why not? It is winter after all. Seems like the appropriate thing to do. We picked the right time to dabble in motorcycles. Anyway, we've acquired this one right here. It's a simple Ural. It's anything but fresh. Though on the plus side, it is in nice shape. It starts, it runs, it's good. We just need to tidy it up, give it a good clean, for it to look nice. And after that, here's what I'm looking to do. We've been wanting to do this for a long time now. Make an all-terrain vehicle, a winter variant, which would allow for confidently roaming around in a winter forest, over a snowy field. So that's the plan, and we should be able to execute this brilliantly. Alright, let's put together a motorcycle-based ATV. Let's do this. Ural motorcycle to ATV conversion. First start. Translation and voiceover by BMI Russian. Here's where we're at with this, fellas. We wanted to install a live axle, but as a matter of fact, if we do go that route, we won't have enough suspension travel. Even if we were to weld something to that stock frame, install a set of factory springs and shock absorbers, we'd only get up and down articulation. And despite the fact that we'll have just 3 wheels, we still run the risk of hanging the wheels in the air. And so in order to avoid that kind of scenario, we bought ourselves that there gearbox. It's from a front-wheel drive car with a longitudinally mounted engine. We've got some drive shafts sprouting from it. The wheels we placed just to get a fun look going. So we'll weld a carriage over here, install one wheel, then we'll think of something along the lines of a track. Align the second wheel accordingly. We'll weld up some links and beams over here to ensure that we have as much articulation as possible, so that we can embark on some serious off-road adventures. Crawl over rocks, poles, pipes, trees, and whatever else. As always, it's all a matter of starting and finishing. I reckon it'll be done in about 10 minutes. Let's do this. And here's what we're looking at, fellas. Look here. We've installed that gearbox, put together a frame. Here we have the gearbox. It's from a Moskvich, and the reason we threw in a gearbox from a car is for the purpose of distributing torque, so that we can install a set of axle shafts and have 2 wheels spinning. By 2 wheels, I mean, well, you see, we didn't actually weld up that differential, so we're running an open unit. It's just that on a welded diff, we'll have both wheels constantly rotating at once, which might make it difficult to steer. We'll have just the front wheel for changing direction, which we might even replace with a ski. The point is that it's not going to have enough traction to steer the damn thing. And so that's why we're running the open diff, which should do it for us. What else? We used a subframe from a front-wheel drive automobile. I think it was from a Samara, but that doesn't really matter. As for the hubs, these are rear, let's just say they're from a Samara and move on. Then you might recall that we were looking to achieve maximum suspension articulation, and the solution to that problem is actually quite interesting. If we were to get the suspension to work up and down, while the motorcycle is standing in place, it's going to be rocking, which is especially noticeable when you climb onto it, and even slightly shift to the right or to the left. As you might imagine, that's it's uncomfortable to say the least. And so we decided not to go that route, preferring to, how do I describe this? Allow me to show you. So this is how the suspension works. So we do have some articulation going, and that's a good thing. We decided we shouldn't overcomplicate the layout. source and fit a bunch of bearings and what have you, instead opting for a simple Lada axle, which we hacked up. We welded pieces of the diff housing to the frame, and it appears to work. One more thing before we head out. You see, one of the rocker cover gaskets was bad, and so naturally we decided to replace both. And when we got in there, that oil is so bad that it has absolutely no business so much as even sitting inside the crankcase, let alone when the engine is running. So I suggest we do an oil change. And on that fresh, clean oil, with its cleansing properties, it's already dripping out here and there. Once the washing begins, the engine is going to turn into a colander. But no worries, if that does happen, we'll just rebuild the engine. Alright, so we've changed the oil, everything is good. Now I suggest we fire it up. Hopefully it starts right away, and we can head out. I like how it drives. That also happens sometimes. Here's what's up, fellas. The summer tires that we had mounted up here, well, actually all 4 of them were summer, and they were hopelessly spinning in the snow. I'm guessing it's all down to this vehicle being so light. It just stands there, wheels are spinning. Now we've got some studded tires on there. Let's try it out now. Okay. Let's see how these winter tires do. There's just not enough weight. It drives great. Too bad it doesn't have a welded diff. We definitely need to weld this diff. Alright fellas, so after going for a drive, I can tell you that it's way more confident on studded tires. It's quicker to accelerate, I like it. There is one problem though. We installed that gearbox. We've got a drive shaft routed from the stock motorcycle gearbox, so that part we've got covered. However, they don't correspond in which direction they rotate, so the shaft rotates in the other direction relative to the engine. And as a result, if I were to stick that gearbox into first, I'll have 1 forward and 4 reverse gears back here. So I had to throw that one into reverse and stir the gears over here on the motorcycle gearbox. We are looking to make a shifter, which would allow for sticking the motorcycle box into reverse and shifting the gears in this transmission. We'll try making that work. Since when this box is running in fourth, while this one is in reverse, the thing's just too damn slow. I'd like to be able to carry a bit more speed than this setup allows. Now, this isn't meant to be a sporty snowmobile or anything like that, but still, it'd be nice to have this thing go a bit faster. What I want is for this thing to fly. We're gonna try approaching the problem from different angles. So we're gonna get those tracks up and running, sort that gear shifter, and up front we'll fit a ski, since a wheel simply won't allow for treading over snow. At the end, we find a field and put this one through its paces. We'll leave that for a future episode. And for now, that's all I have for you. Watch us, subscribe, send in those comments and suggestions, give us a big thumbs up. All right, catch you later.